Like you see that, bro. Like, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't mean, for us to beat him like that. My bad. And pays the dude off and the charges go away, man. It's crazy, man. I mean, the fact that he got away with all that, I would have been just happy to get away with that. Like, oh, I got away with that. Let me chill out, bro. Let me chill out. Jay-Z had an incident where a guy was pirating some of his music, and Jay-Z saw the dude allegedly at a party in New York at a club or whatever. And as the story goes, Jay-Z got a knife and shanked dude. That's how the story goes. I don't know how true that is. There was, there was a case behind it or whatever. And then that was it. I never heard Jay-Z getting involved in nothing gangster ever after that. It's like he kept his head right, or he dealt with it a different way, right? Because Jay really did come from the streets. You got someone like Sean Combs who was around people who were in the streets, but Sean went on that like, Puffy went out there like that. Puffy went out there moving weight or nothing like that, to my knowledge, right? But here he is doing all this gangster stuff and getting away with it. He ain't getting away with nothing right now. I tell you what, Brother Dino, he's like, yeah, I saw that, bro. It's also been reported that the feds arrested his drug mule with the drugs. I know that there was articles out there about a drug mule. I didn't read the article. I didn't know that they caught the dude with drugs. But even if you find somebody who's got a bunch of, illegal drugs on them, and then that person says, yeah, Dino Dinosaur gave them to me. You know what I mean? DL Sang gave them to me. You got to prove it. You got to prove it. And the only way you can prove it is if you give the drug mule the dope. So, and then you can track that, you can track the money came from Sean Combs to the drug mule. They bought your dope, and then he brought it back. And then they all got caught with it. The feds in this country, they move a certain way, and that's how they get you. And the money involved is traceable, and the dope is traceable and all that. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the drug mule thing, but we can look into it.
You down this road, Crystal, and every 5 years or so, we see a pop up of a gun charge, a violence charge, an allegation. But it does seem to be that everything began a real crescendo with his cementing of social status through his all-white party in the Hamptons, through networking and using his power, his influence, his money to surround himself with some of these sycophants and to allegedly, have some of the horrible conduct that is detailed here. You really just read like a timeline of somebody going completely out of control.
Well, and he
throughout the
became,
years.
I mean, this is an iconic figure.
Yeah.
Right. In his own right, in terms of being an artist, he became not only like a hip hop mogul, but also this sort of cultural mogul with, clothing line and all, alcohol line and all sorts of other business deals. So is larger than life. And, that's part of what can allow this sort of culture to persist, because people feel that their whole career, their, entire paycheck, their entire life is dependent on staying quiet, on going along to get along, and not unearthing these, longtime allegations against him. And so, Cassie is really the one who, through that New York survivor's law, she really broke the seal on, again, there were a lot of rumors, and there were certain things, as you mentioned, that were in the public record in terms of charges and things that he was found guilty of. But she really opened the door for these other, allegations to be launched. And it does make me think, I was a little unsure about the New York survivor's law, but in this context, like it does make me feel like this made a lot of sense and did provide a window for justice for a lot of people who, back 20, 30 years ago, you probably felt like, especially when you're going up against a powerful person, you have no chance. Like there's absolutely no chance that you can bring these allegations and be met with anything other than having your entire life completely destroyed and no one taking you seriously. And so,
I mean, I guess there's some validity to that. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Like, do you believe that there are people out there who are in a situation where they just can't do anything? And if so, how do you handle that? I don't know. I guess I'm just a violent dude. I know how I would handle it. I'm sorry. I got something for you. That was my pop's favorite phrase. I got something for you. I dropped the link in case anybody wants to come up. I'm curious to know what y'all think on this. That little Rod thing, like, you a man, bro. I'm sorry, man. I guess I'm wrong for saying that, but you got to be a dude, bro. You got to stand up, man. Like you a dude. What are you doing? You a man. don't you got to sit back and take care of business, bro. You a man. I can see. I'll give you, like with Cassie, maybe she doesn't have any support. Maybe she did, like she was in love with dude or whatever. Um, okay, I give Cassie that. Like maybe she ain't built like that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you, as a dude, you gotta do something. And even for Cassie, she didn't have family. Nobody she can go talk to and say, "Hey, I got a problem with this dude. I need y'all to handle this for me or something." Like, I don't know. Maybe she didn't.
Providing this window where people could once again come forward. First of all, the times have changed somewhat, but also Diddy is also not quite the towering figure that he once was. Still incredibly wealthy, incredibly powerful, all of those sorts of things, but maybe not quite at the pinnacle that he used to be. And so that provides the opening for these incredibly serious charges to be made against him. So, that's what we know at this point. We'll see where the investigation leads.
I welcome the investigation. I think it's good. I think there's a lot of famous people who've been hanging out with him. I mean, it's according to some of the allegations out there. I mean, it was like a similar Epstein type situation. They've got Prince Harry now who's been named in a lawsuit. You got a lot of celebrities. You got politicians and others. I mean, socially, he was a major and towering figure of New York and Hamptons, LA society, Miami, hanging out with all of these people. And I mean, this type of behavior does not happen in a vacuum. And in fact, these type of people who exhibit this type of behavior often enjoy and get off in flaunting it in other people's face. So it's like, well, how many people out there really knew about what was going on? And almost every single instance, it was part of the power that you could get away with stuff like this. So we'll continue to track that.
Between this.
Yeah, I mean, Brother Pitney, you're right, man. Like regarding Little Rise, some men, especially artists, are willing to sacrifice anything and everything for their dream, including their own dignity. Sad but true. That's a fact, bro. And people prey on that in Hollywood, especially. I've seen that in Hollywood. That's what they do. They dangle your dream in front of you, and most people, they're gonna reach for it. And when you reach for it, they got you. You know what I mean? What Dave Chappelle say, "Got you, bitch." That's what they doing. They will do that. So you hear about the casting couch and you hear about the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, where he was saying making these deals with these women, which he held up his end of the bargain. But there are also guys out there, men, powerful producers who are men, going after men who are chasing the dream, actors and whatnot, writers, directors. And there's stories out there, bro. Like there's people say, like, yeah, this producer want me to come to his house in the hills. I show up, it's the middle of the day, and the dude's walking around with just a robe on, with the robe open. Talking about come on in. It's like, nah, bro, you know what time it is. So, and if you beat the dude up, you ain't never getting another job in Hollywood. If you just walk away, then all right, cool. But if you go in there, like it is what it is, man. Sad but true, bro. And one last thing before we wrap this up, I was just kind of looking at it. Brother Dino, the New York Post is reporting that Brandon Paul, that's the name of the alleged drug mule, who played college basketball for Syracuse. I guess he was a walk-on guard from 2018 to 2020. I see the 25-year-old was booked for cocaine and controlled substance possession and released Tuesday after posting a $2,500 bail per Miami-Dade County court records accessed by Yahoo Sports. So the drug mule was indeed caught with controlled substances on him, including cocaine and other controlled substances in Miami-Dade. And he posted $2,500 bail, which is normally at 10%. So he just had to pay $250 and got out. Because Miami, like whatever he had on, he must have been a real small amount. Because I mean, it's Miami, that's the bottom, man. That's a lot of dope down there. But it says here in the article that he was arrested on 2 felony charges at Miami Airport on Monday. And he's accused of being Diddy's alleged drug mule. That's according to Yahoo Sports, and also the New York Post is also reporting this. So yeah, dude got arrested at the airport. He had controlled substances on him, and they booked him, and he posted $2,500 bail. So it is what it is. It is what it is, bro.
And have you watched Quiet on Set yet?
I haven't watched it yet. It's 4 parts, which I did not realize. I thought it was a single one.
They're each, like 50 minutes or something.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
get through it quickly on
All
double speed. But you know, it's just made me really reflect on, it seems like in literally every corner of the entertainment industry, you have some sort of like Harvey Weinstein.
Especially in the
type
90s. Especially
character.
in the 90s when everything was so centrally powerful.
Absolutely. That's true. Yeah, that's probably very true. But because you have this dynamic of, you know, you have so many people who are desperate for these slots. You have these massive power imbalances. You have a lot of people who are very vulnerable, who may not have a lot of money, who are just, you know, depending on you, desperately hoping for their chance. They think this is their one opportunity. It leads to them, you know, let me stay quiet. Let me put up with these things that I think are unacceptable because I have to, because, you know, I'm dependent on this and other people are dependent on me, et cetera. And it does create a climate that is very rife for abuse. You see it also with the R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I mean, similar type of allegations, you know, here of that level of control of partners, control of women, psychological abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, et cetera. Very similar type dynamics between these cases as well. So anyway, we'll watch and see what unfolds. But if any fraction of the allegations against him are true, I hope that his ass pays for it.
Well, especially
shout out to Crystal. She sums it up right there. I hope his ass pays for it. And when you got the feds on you, bro, it's gonna be real. It's real. It's real. They're not playing. Yeah, he's gonna pay for this. There's no other way to put it. He's gonna pay for this. I mean, here's the thing: having the money that he has, he can hire the perfect legal team, but there's only so much they can do. There's only so much they can do. Right? Like you're looking at the cases, like you look at the evidence they have, you know, bro. And if it's a matter of you had this minor with you in your custody and you cross state lines, you know, now you got a problem. Now you got a problem. You know, and there's a lot of articles out there about Sean Combs and Justin Bieber, and they're looking at video from back then. It hasn't aged well at all. So you got that going on. Yeah, man, Sean Combs got a problem. It's got a real problem. And like Crystal was saying, and Brother Pitney was saying, there's people out there chasing dreams and they're willing to sacrifice whatever. I mean, they don't care. They're willing to sacrifice whatever for that dream. That's been going on forever. I really believe that this is the Me Too movement finally hitting the music business. And like I said, Sean Combs, you know, Diddy might be the first one, but he ain't gonna be the last one. They coming. They coming. So dudes are gonna have to, you know, really tighten it up. And that business is crazy. That business is crazy. I've been around those folks, man. You got actors out there who, you know, they got these crazy writers and they want stuff like, I only want yellow M&Ms and I want my room to be purple and I want this and that, whatever. They put it in the contract, whatever. The Hollywood types versus the music people tend to be more violent because maybe they came from the streets or whatever. So they come into the room and just act as I've been around it. I've been on video shoots. You know what I mean? I was on a video shoot with this R&B guy and like dude was from Philly and his family. Like I'm there with my people and I'm sitting around, you know, people were just talking to the dude's wife or girlfriend, baby mama, whoever it was, and the kids was there and our kids, I mean, everybody was chilling. By our kids, I mean the people I was with, children. I didn't have any kids at the time. And the guy come walking up like talking big, right? I'm just looking at him. Like, bro, do whatever, homie. Like, it's just the way dude was acting, way over the top. And it's not like the guy was a major star. If I said his name, y'all probably wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. But at the time, he was popping. And he had one of the young people in our camp was in the video. She was the primary of the primary actress in the video. So we there for her. So, you know, we just trying to be nice. And dude was acting the way he was acting, like, for real, step up. And the guy never came over like, oh, my bad, man, this and that. Never. So I'm like, all right, I see you. You know what I mean? Where's dude now? Probably back on the block. Talking about when he used to be this and that. But those type people, man, they got these attitudes. And if they get some money, they get some success, they get some clout, they continue to grow like Sean, then guess what? Now this unrestricted, they're unrestricted. They could do what they want. they believe they can get away with it. Why? Because they keep working the system until finally they hit a brick wall. That might be the situation here with Sean Combs. Like, he just hit a brick wall. And the guy is a self-made man. He is from the streets, so he do understand something. His homeboys are telling him, like, the real dudes are telling him, like, you got a problem, cuz. Like, you got a problem. Find out what the feds have, find out what they're offering, and take it. You're going to have to sit down, bro. Negotiate you one of those Bernie Mac facilities. You know, when you go do your time, you want to do your time in the camp. You ain't trying to go into the penitentiary. That might be the best thing for him to do. Like, I'm just going to negotiate this down. I'm going to go out here to the camp and do my time with the white collar criminals. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go out here with the embezzlers and stuff like that, the Ponzi scheme dudes. Let me go over here to this camp. I could probably still make music or whatever, make calls and, you know, pay some restitution. That might be the only thing he can do. But otherwise, you try to fight this thing and lose. Now you're doing your time in Marion somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You going to like real jails. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, what the, you finna go to prison. Then what? You ready for that? You know what I mean? So, and especially like you look at the crimes or whatever, like, and the state don't have to deal with that, trying to keep him safe. Nah, bro. I think Sean Combs understands exactly what's going on. He understands what he's up against. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I bet you they gonna come to him with a deal. They don't want to drag this out. They don't want to use taxpayers' money to pay for, you know, to go toe to toe with Sean Combs and pay all his money in court fees and whatnot. Dude he's probably gonna take a deal. Like, man, all right, I'll do this time, whatever, do 8 years or whatever, 5 years, something like that, and let me do my time in the camp and take that and then pay whatever. Y'all want me to pay what? 200, 300 million, 400 million? Fine, I pay that out. And he just sit back and still be okay at the end of the day, and then maybe finally learn his lesson. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Brother Dino was saying this drug mule, quote unquote, is on borrowed time. The supplier of Diddy want him rubbed out. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Probably not. Probably not. Like, if it was like that, bro, especially over here, he wouldn't bond out. He would go straight into witness protection. He would roll on him. I mean, honestly, man, ain't no loyalty over here, man. Especially the kind of people that's gonna be around someone like, you know, Sean Combs, some dude who played basketball at college. Nah, bro, he gonna give it up. He gonna give it up. The problem is he ain't got no proof, and they already got him. His name is out there, so they can't wire him up. You know what I mean? He's not cooperating already. So if you get a guy like that who's cooperating, cartel, whatever, it ain't like Sean. How much weight you think dude's buying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't moving like that. He getting what he want. It might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe a quarter. You know what I mean? Maybe the whole thing. He might get a bird. You know what I'm saying? He might get a brick for his personal use and have dude just have it. So whenever he needed, go get another brick. That's nothing, bro. There's people out here that move, you know, 25, 50 bricks a day. You know what I mean? I ain't messing up the drug world. Nah, bro, that's a $1 trillion industry. You know what I mean? What Combs is doing, what these Hollywood stars are doing, man. Nah, I know dudes that do a couple bricks on their own, bro, just hanging out at the house. You know, so I just really have a hard time believing that someone like Sean Combs is doing that much blow. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I don't think the drug mule got anything to worry about other than, you know, Puffy's camp trying to put everything on him. Like, dude, they caught him with a little bit of blow and some other security, you know what I mean? Maybe some Percocets or something like that. They caught him with whatever they caught him with. I mean, bro, he can just go do that time. Like, all right, guilty. First time offender, got a halfway decent attorney. He's gonna go and get into a drug program, do some rehab. He out. You know what I'm saying? He'll be out in 60 months or less. Like, dude, that's nothing. He can really just keep his mouth shut. Get the lawyer in there, lawyer up, let the lawyer do his thing. Like, yeah, they caught me. I got that. You know what I mean? He's gonna sit down and do his time. First time offender, looking all good, got his hair combed, got a suit on. Mommy and daddy is sitting there like, oh yeah, we don't know where he lost his way. You know, we just need a little help. Like, yeah, I'm an addict. Just need some rehab. You know what I mean? Again, get a camp, right? Wind up in some program, get a little camp or whatever, and his part is done. Anyway, if I was him, that's what I'd do, man. I'm like, nope, that's mine. All that's mine. I got a problem. That's it right there. I got a problem. And like I said, you're a white guy. For a white guy standing in front of a judge, hey man, I got a problem. I got, you know what I mean, swept up and all this, man. It was Sean Combs, and I was just trying to, you know, I bought the stuff myself, and I was just trying to be there in case they needed something. They didn't ask me to buy this. I did it on my own. Bye, bro. We're gonna do your little time, man. Go ahead. He probably wouldn't even get 60 months, bro. He'd probably get 60 months suspended. Go put him in a little rehab. Do his little rehab, get through rehab, and he good. You know, he's a citizen now. He come out of there like, all right, I'm good. Nah, I don't think dude got to worry about getting rubbed out. He ain't nowhere near big enough. Unless there's stuff out there I don't know about. Just based on what we just read here, what he had on him, man, it's nowhere near enough. They just got into what controls. It was 2 counts. Let me see. It was he was arrested on 2 felony charges at the Miami airport on Monday. He is accused of working for rapper Sean Diddy Combs, and he's the alleged drug mule. Let's see but it don't say what he had on him. But it says the 25-year-old was booked for cocaine and controlled substances possession, and released Tuesday after posting $2,500 bail. I mean, that's it. That ain't even, it's not like he had, like I said, it doesn't even sound like he had weight on him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to wait and see what that happens, but it sounds like what he had could probably fit in a backpack or something like that, like a attaché case or something. He ain't really had nothing like that. He ain't got nothing to worry about, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, he good. So, you know, obviously we're going to be following this. This ain't the end. We're going to be following this, man. Yeah, it's pretty basic, bro. Like pretty basic. I feel you on that, man. You know, Valcourt photography time.